This is happiness, to be everything at once. Be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbridled and unburned.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to a brand new episode of Mood Prep. My name is Dave Nixon, and today we're going to talk about selfish lies. And what do I mean by that? And this is, I'm certain that in all the conversations that I have in my coaching conversations with clients in the gym, conversations with my coaches, things that I read, these podcasts, things that I listen to, I'm certain that through all of that, I've definitely have spoken about this at some point in some degree, but I'm going to actually speak to it today around this idea of selfishness. It never ceases to amaze me, I suppose, at all, when people come to me and one of the things that is nearly breaking them is their ability or lack of ability to actually take care of themselves. It's like they're constantly trying to take care of everyone else, or constantly there, and they often identify as empaths and all of these sorts of things, and it's like they're burning out trying to take care of everyone else, but never actually take care of themselves. And it's interesting for some of them. It's like it's almost as if in their mind they've got this idea that if I take care of other people, then other people would take care of me. And that's not necessarily how it works, because there's some people that aren't in a position to take care of anyone, and that's why they're not taking care of themselves. Yet this is the type of person this person may seek out, because then it's like, well, if I scratch your back, you scratch mine. I mean, I've seen it a lot, and I probably have even myself been there at some stage, for sure. And so the interesting thing around this is that this idea that taking care of ourselves and doing things that are good for us personally is selfish, but is bad, and not to pass judgment, because sometimes it's the lesson, right, to find bad. But what I'm getting at there is that if we don't take care of ourselves, then someone else is going to have to take care of us. And especially if we're so busy, if we personally are so busy trying to take care of everyone else, and we're there for everyone else, and we're taking on their energy and all that sort of stuff, and then we fucking break down, and we're just like, I can't take it anymore, Karen. Or whoever it is. Poor Karen cops it, hey? But my point being there is that this sort of stigma that we have around being selfish is something that is dangerous, because it can lead people to think that taking care of ourselves, which is like a fucking number one priority, right? Taking care of ourselves is inherently bad, that we're faulty if we do that. I'm fine. I don't need to take care of myself. I can take care of you. I'm so fine that I can take care of you, right? That's wrong for a lot of the time. Now, this doesn't mean that we shouldn't care for other people. This doesn't mean that we shouldn't help support other people. But the flip side of this is that often the people, let's say, and by the way, in the Enneagram, this is someone who is definitely a fucking type 2, or does type 2. So the helper, they have this idea that it's, they're just there to help people. But what they're not realizing is that if they're constantly finding their self-worth in helping people, one, they're not helping people. Hey, they're just trying to find their self-worth. That's not helping. Like, it's very fucking different. It's like, they're helping somebody in order for them to feel good. And so that's selfish in itself. Hey, it's like, and it's an extrinsic selfish. It's not taking care of themselves. It's actually in search. It's a fucking drug. It's an addiction. And so if the person is constantly looking for somebody who needs help, then that person that they're constantly looking for is probably going to take advantage of them in some way or another, because they're at a certain level of unhealthiness. And, maybe they're not in a position where they can be stable, and so they're looking for people to almost exploit to be able to then, at some point for them, get whatever it is for them that they want. But the helper, so to speak, is constantly like upset at the world for not looking after, not giving back to them the love that they gave so freely to everyone else, except for themselves. See that? You understand that? They give the love so fucking freely except for themselves, which is why they're trying to give all this love to everyone else, because they're trying to get it in return, but they're not getting it in return, and that's where they feel empty and lonely. It's like we can't we're not really loving somebody if we're looking at for in return. That's a fucking transaction. Hey, like, love's free, and it's sort of like there's this for me, this idea of love is there's this constant aura of love. There are people that I will probably never speak to ever again, who I used to be close to. I still love them, but I'm not going to be around their behaviors based on what it is that I want to do with my life. So I know that me just playing nice and being nice with them is actually supporting their behaviors that I don't agree with. But it's not that their behaviors that I don't agree with is wrong, because I'm not the judgment of the be all and end all. It's just a matter of me being okay with that decision and me looking at that and go, yes. Doesn't mean I don't love them. Love them, not their frames, not their meta programs, not their personality, not all the shit that gets in the way of us. Right? I don't have to love that. I can love them, the real raw version of them, without all the bullshit. Hey, and so the interesting thing around this helper is that if we're constantly looking for help in order to feel good about ourselves, then we're going to get people that constantly need to be helped. They're not in a position to fucking give back to you. They're not in a position to give you back love in return, because they're not stable, and that's why you're fucking helping them, because you're not stable, because you're trying to find value and love in helping them, right? So this is where the thing, like, for a lot of us, actually what I'm going to do, I thought about this the other day, I'll pull apart the Enneagram and I'll go through and make a podcast on each type, but this won't be the type 2 one, but you'll hear some of this stuff again. But anyway, and so the whole point of it then is that this person is then upset because what they're seeking, they give so freely. It's just like, you just have to do that for yourself. They're like, but they don't know how, which totally understand, and that's where a lot of coaching and all that sort of stuff comes into play. Like, it's, there's work to be done, and there's no shame in that. That's for all of us, just in different ways. There's people out there that constantly talk about self-love but don't have any fucking idea what it is. They think it's getting a massage. It's like, that's not self-love. That's a massage. It's not, it's different. And so, what is self-love, David? Well, ask me a question. I'm happy to answer it. But the thing is if we don't care for ourselves in order to take, because we're trying to take care of others, then at some point we're going to need to be taken care of. And so someone else will actually have to take care of us. So the constant seeking of taking care of other people and neglecting ourselves, being over-responsible for other people and being under-responsible for ourselves, means at some point somebody else is going to have to be over-responsible for us. It's like spending too much money, right? It's like I spend more money than I earn, and at some point someone's going to have to bail me out. But I'm trying to buy things for everyone else. It's like, you can't do that, right? You got to make sure you take care of your own finances first, and then you can try and support other people for them to learn how to earn money, rather than just giving them money. So do you get that? If we all taught each other how to earn money and taught ourselves how to earn money, right? Money being love, then we wouldn't need to pay for people because they need it, right? Every now and again, you totally all for it. I get it when it's the exception, but not the rule. It means that we can all pay for our own lunch, but hey, I'm shouting your lunch because I love you, not I'm shouting your lunch because you got no fucking money. And I'm not talking about just lunch there. Please stay along with the metaphor. But it's interesting because at the core of it all, living our own personal truth is actually what is selfless, right? Being true to what's true for us, and being able to understand that there isn't a selfish, there's a self-centered, but selfish isn't bad. Selfish is taking care of yourself so you can take care of other people, right? And in living in that truth, that is selfless, because then we show other people how to be wealthy in the space of love. And that's beautiful. That's actually loving. That's actually really fucking helpful. Hey, it's a bit funny. But either way, on that note, team, I'm done. If you found this podcast beneficial, you know the drill. It would mean the world to me if you would share it and pass it on to someone else that you think would also find it beneficial. Maybe share it on your socials. If you do, make sure you always tag me on Instagram at DDNix. Otherwise, on Facebook, you'll find me under Dave Nixon. Otherwise, that's it, team. I'm out. Until tomorrow, peace and pizza. Kick today in the dick and slay the dragon. I'll see you soon.
To be everything at once, be unblinded, be unlearned, be unbroken. unbridled and unburned.